and hi, everybody, and welcome to the first and last word poetry series. Tonight is our open mic, and Harris and I are very glad to have you here. And so we would like to start out with Chris O'Carroll reading one of his poems.
I forgot. Now I'm unmuted. All right. Thank you, Gloria. I'm very happy to be here in such select company. Uh, one of my brothers is a doctor, a now retired internist, and it's become kind of a family tradition to donate our bodies to the med school where he studied. So this is to a medical student dissecting my cadaver. You're sure to see me from some angle I myself could never wangle, and I can't guess how much respect it's reasonable to expect, as all my scars and imperfections yield to your intimate inspections. In your shoes, I might deride me while I looked around inside me, eyeing the organs I abused by what I didn't use or used. So feel entitled to a joke about the flesh you slice and poke. Saving lives and easing pain are worthwhile skills you hope to gain from what my innards can reveal. If laughter aids that, no big deal. I will be too deceased to mind your quips about what you might find. Someday, your manner by the bed of any patient who's not dead will feature sober empathy, but cut yourself some slack with me. Thanks.
That's great. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.
Nancy, would you like to go next?
Yes, I would. Thanks very much for the opportunity to read. This is called The Resilience of Flowers. They were little girls, the age of flowers, said their mother, Ozma, who found and buried them herself after the bombing. Nevin was pregnant for the 5th time. Her husband said they had to leave now, the house they built 2 years ago. But first, she needed to sit on the beds of her girls and stroke the coverlets. From Tujaja to Raja to Dair al-Bala to Ismailia and Egypt to where? Now with a baby boy. 10 years old, Laura's parents put her on the train Thursday, December 10th, 1938. One of the last things her mother gave her was a knockwurst. Couldn't eat it, couldn't throw it out, kept it for months. Terrible stench. Once in England, she wrote a letter to the German consulate, begging him to rescue her parents. It worked. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. And Varsha.
Just need the light on this one poem. It's kind of, is that okay? Okay. This one I'm going to keep with the medical theme. And this will be in honor of my mom. I wrote this before she did die almost a year ago, but I want to read this one. It's called We Almost Lost You. Before the lockdown, when we still pay a visit, I asked my mom if she lived through an epidemic. We almost lost you, so she says, same words I've heard before, again. She says this at the age of 97, a skip, a hop, a pirouette from heaven. Warm waves weave in and out my belly whenever she retells my infant bout with whooping cough. My little face turned blue, my tiny look of fear, enough for two. And she still gasps as she recounts that loop. 3 violent hacks, 1 long drawn, high-pitched inspiration, ghastly whoop. Oh, wild, greedy me, At my age, stalled by this pandemic, enthralled to be the child almost lost to we. Thank you, Gloria. I forgot to say thank you for having, and Harris.
That's okay. And Harris, you're next.
So this poem is looking ahead not to the fall, but to the winter. It's called Aspiration. So the solstice has passed, even though the first serious snowstorm has yet to occur. Winter light slowly begins to grow, lifting the weight of hibernal watch. A glimmer of hope that the gleam at the end of despair's dark tunnel is not a locomotive rushing toward us. We're awakening from sleepwalking, seeking succor from social turmoil. Most of the population is no longer blinded by political smoke and obfuscation. Anticipated chapter is not far away when the hand's messaging will be seen again on Tyrant's dismal wall. Nina Mina Tekel Varsin, which means your days are numbered, you have been found wanting. Looming miasma will dissipate, a cleansing rain will heal as it falls. We shall no longer feel the need to duck and cower amidst concealing grasses. The creature of chaos will be incarcerated. Sundered land will mend, and peace will be sown. A fragile, tender crop that will require careful cultivation so that no future blight will menace. Songbird's chorus will supplant discord and din.
Thank you, Harris. And I'll share now with you an old poem. Um, the only thing I have new is tons of flash fiction. So I dug this out. This is from I Wish Francisco Franco Would Love Me. The fascists break into all the houses they can, daily, nightly. It does not matter when, grabbing me, my family, shoving us into a truck. So many of us packed in. The others can hear them killing us. One by one, guns fire, bombs are heard. So many pistols, rifles. Run, people, run. Run to the mountains. Run, you will be caught. Years later, excavation, a blue tarp covering bodies, a silence, tears. Before the terror, a smile. After terror, bones, a body changing, the dead in a ditch. An image of hell coming back from the dead, history told. If an expression could be left, it would express, please do not step on us. We've had enough. Now that you found us, you cannot sweep us back under the dirt. Thank you. Whoops. And I guess we will go around again. And so, Chris.
All right, then. Let's do a love poem this time because, love. This is called Classic Hits. In sloppy FM waves, nostalgia rolls. I want to hold. You are the sunshine of. Each oldie on the golden dial extols your soul, your body's curves, your rockin' love. Three chords can't search your whole exotic heart, but truly, you're just too good to be true. When lyrics work, the instrumental part will find a way to find its way to you. We'll tap our toes and hum it once or twice, then dance to it as long as we're alive. Our songs a sacred air from paradise. Our songs a sweaty sock hop 45. Please, Mr. DJ, tell my girl from me that eager stuff I never think I can. Play her the tunes that say, I want to be your lover, babe. I want to be your man.
Mm. Were some of those lines from oldies?
Yes. Did you spot them?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
I want to hold, you are the sunshine of, and of
Yes.
course, I want to be your lover, babe. I want to be your man.
Right.
Love you
I
like
wanted
no
to
other,
start
babe, like
singing.
no other can.
That's great. Thank you, Chris. And Nancy,
Yeah, thank you. This is from my book Textiles. And so it's an old poem. It's called Architecture, and it has an epigraph from the science writer Natalie Anger. A restless trafficking in parts is the hallmark of building an embryo, whatever the species. So then is nature just a toddler sorting Legos, puzzling out how the pieces fit until something a young ancient mind can recognize suggests itself: a house, a horse. Change one element, you get a whole different object. But once fixed, prophecy becomes paradigm, the fallback pattern we enact when congratulating ourselves on the refinement of our lattice work. It is no news that we have to reinvent ourselves again and again, unless we've already given up. The light over the drawing board is always on. Biology confirms myth. Can't you see it as a headline? Oracular Apollo ordered, "Know thyself," inscribed on the wall of the Delphi temple. Finally, discover what he meant. While we sit on our balconies, sipping red wine, plotting the next millennium, on the subcellular level, our genomes are milling about, confused, trying to find out who we are.
thank you, Nancy. And Varsha, do you have another one for us?
Turn the light on again so I don't. This one's called Young One. This afternoon, last one of September, we feast on the swans. The young one now big, dark gray, as if dipped in ash, layer on layer, sedate as marsh water. We saw him as Signet, 5 siblings, all of us watching, captive in time, time we did not know was coming, time that seemed to claw back time. Each time they appeared was the first time. Then we heard a snapping turtle took one down. Then we learned another one was gone. For months, some kind of time at least, we saw only the parents, one near the other, both white as light. Then today at the marsh, gray feathers, untethered.
Mm.
Thank you, Varsha. Harris?
Oh, okay. I'm going to do one of my chestnuts. It's called Sneak Peek at a Poet's Will. Some of you may have heard this before, but here it goes. Item: verses nurtured on marrow from singing bones under layers of dust. Item: stanzas dressed in flesh from the heart, draped in surplus brain pulsations, wrapped in packet with blood red ribbon. Item: excess of bottled tears sprinkles pavement, grows roses that bite when one stops to inhale. Item: lines borrowed and stolen nudge blink minds in bold directions, serve fresh on special occasions, bury stale thoughts separately. Item: crumpled bag, home to a few nibbled on metaphors, most emotions spent, some wisely relish the remnants. Item: the desk that birthed overburdened pages can be left to no one, It labors without complaint when images gallop off the pages, become ingrained in splinters and stains. The legs wobble, speak with creaks, untranslated versions. Item, volumes of verses, captured with accurate tone, napkins and other inspired fragments, thrown in drawers for the moment. This is not the final statement, premature to lament unwritten passions. Volumes will increase, collections bound, the will be done. That was sneak peek at a poet's will.
Okay, I'm going to read The Fruit Fly. The fruit fly landed on Franco's nose and would not move. The skin was tasty. The fly started eating and eating until only bones was left. Francisco could no longer smell the slaughter. More fruit flies landed on his skin and chowed and chowed. Bony man Franco disintegrating into all the fruit flies' mouths. Spain was liberated. And now we will start again. And Chris.
Well, I think a Franco poem sort of says yes to political poems, and it's a election year. And I happen to have a torn from the headlines poem about a campaign trail event in which world-class racism collides with world-class weirdness. This poem has a couple of epigraphs. The first one, months ago, I raised the issue of Haitian illegal immigrants draining social services and generally causing chaos all over Springfield, Illinois. Reports now show that people have had their pets abducted and eaten by people who shouldn't be in this country. That was from J.D. Vance, a hillbilly senator. You may have heard of him. And there's a second epigraph
yes.
for the poem. The second epigraph is, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. That's Vance's running mate. So this is campaign cuisine. The liberals opened our borders, and we're paying the price for it now. Our pet populations are plunging now that every dog breed is chow. This is the storm of destruction mad leftists inflict on our nation. Cat ladies voting for Kamala, while Fluffy's wolfed down by a Haitian.
That reminds me, I got the best cartoon today with little 6 cats and that, and it said, oh God, what did it say? Wait, let me tell you, because it fits so perfectly. Wait a minute. What am I looking for here? Oh yeah, here we go. It says, make cats safe again. And I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
Oh,
make cats safe again.
I thought it was hysterical. Anyway, okay, Nancy, do you have something else?
I do. This is called Ground. Children's first drawings are stick figures. Circle skull with flyaway hair. Features are marks of punctuation. Sapling trunk with 4 limbs. This is how we are made. What it is to look human, they are telling us. Anything else is superfluous. Though a girl figure might have a triangle skirt and a boy long pants, the skeleton shows through.
Sounds like a Halloween poem.
Right.
Varsha? Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah. This is called Almanac. Fahrenheit August, limp limbs, wizened eyes, thirst, time. We toast fireflies. Sumac October, we crunch, we crack, vacant shells, a late turtle yelps. Mean friend December, impasse, ice, crystal high wall, grandbaby's blue paws, chartreuse April buds, against our end beginning, we cling to the bees.
Thank you. And Harris.
This one is probably familiar to most of you. It's called The Monarchs. No one prescribed this diet. It is not a matter of weight. It shells for survival of fruited plains, amber waves of grain and genetically honed, altered states of corn are committing regicide to orange brilliance, wedded to widow's exquisite lace. We are woven into the tapestry. When you warp the frayed food chain, what will remain of the moribund menu? Meat? No. Hormonally enhanced. Most milk harmful to your health. Tomatoes, same problem as beef. 95% of soy struggles for identity, and you don't want to know about potatoes. Jellyfish genes to make the harvest iridescent for magnificent moisture control. The white coats are coming, the white coats are coming. Sound the clarion from highest cliffs. Land of our birth is bloated with full mutant bread baskets. Biotech savants are force feeding the masses. So you don't like the food. We have ways to make you eat it. Where does it say use caution with these ingredients? What effect on pregnant earth? Milkweed wings fold forever. Fingers bleed as grip slips. A bit of membrane lingers. Strands drift while bones sleep. Most butterflies are free, but the monarchs are dying.
Thank you, Harris.
Talk about old poems.
And I'm going to read one from Grief Touch the Sky at Night. Boots. My boots are dirty, but not from dirt. My boots are heavy, but not from weight. My boots are untied, but not from neglect. My boots are on the road. I did not take them off. My boots are worn by someone else. I did not give. My body is naked. I did not remove my clothes. My dignity remains while the dirt covers me. I love my country. I love my country. I am Ukraine.
Hmm.
So I think we'll go around one more time and then call it an evening. So I hope you have one more poem that all of you can share. And so we'll go to you again, Chris.
All right. Thank you. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I'm really glad I got to spend this time with you all. As Harris and Gloria know, at least, I have spent much of this past year being treated for cancer. I've had surgery and chemotherapy, and now that I've had chemotherapy, of course, I'm one of the world's foremost experts on chemotherapy, and I know exactly how chemo should work. Not necessarily how it does work, but exactly how it should work. And this is a poem about that. Marvel Comics Oncology. Here's what chemotherapy should be like, I decide. Lightning should strike the hospital just as they're injecting my medication. Sparks everywhere, mind bending disorientation. My skin glows, say, an argon green or mercury blue as my body ripples with powers superhuman and new. Doctors, however, tell me this particular side effect is not one I ought to expect. Disappointing to be sure, but I'll settle for a more mundane cure.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Have you sent that anywhere?
Yes. Where did that get published? Possibly in Light magazine.
Hmm. I would have sent that to Jama.
Oh, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think of that. Uh,
There's
I
another one too that publishes a lot of like medical poetry. I can't think of it right now, but if I think of it later, I'll email you, Chris.
okay, thank you. Thank you.
If you have any other medical poems, I would try Jama.
All right. That's good to know. I should check their website, but
Okay.
I don't want to de
Okay, we'll move on then. Okay, I thought you were looking for it. Um, so Nancy, go ahead. And
Thank
thank you,
you.
Chris.
This poem looks back to COVID and what we went through in that terrible time. It's called How It Was Is. At first, we wiped down phones, remotes, doorknobs, taps, keyboard, cutting board. Cleaning is cleansing, a ritual to placate the awful power that owns the air. Nothing wiped out our collective fear, grief, and anguish, and nothing quieted a sense of foreboding. The pandemic is global but feels cosmic. This is not the end of days, but the end of days as we have known them. The order of days blurs. Time has gone rogue. It sings in somber cadences and refrains, tumbles in wild arcs and parabolas. At home, we are displaced. We shelter in place, but shelter is a place, and many do not have one. Who will I become? You? Will we remember how to read a face, body language, social cues, silences, and hesitations?
Thank you, Nancy. And Varsha.
And now my cat's up here, but I'm going to yield. I don't want to start searching. I didn't know we were going to read, and it's been wonderful. So next.
Okay, thank you, Varsha. Well, we didn't know either, but we're doing it. And Harris.
Okay. I'm going to finish my round with somebody else's poem. And I think it's kind of timely and it never seems to go, unfortunately, it's never out of date. It was written by William Butler Yeats right after the Russian Revolution. I think it was around 1919. And it's called The Second Coming.
Mm.
Turning and turning in the winding gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-timid tide is loosed everywhere. The ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Surely some revelation is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. The second coming hardly are the words out when a vast image out of spiritus mundi troubles my sight. Somewhere in sands of the desert, a shape with lion body, the head of a man, a gaze blank and pitiless as the sun is moving its slow thighs, while all about it reel the shadows of the indignant desert birds. The darkness drops again, but now I know the 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare. And what rough beast is our come round at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born?
I don't know if any of you heard it, but Joni Mitchell put that to music, and it's
Hmm.
one of my favorite songs that she does. And if you haven't heard it, go to YouTube and listen to it. It's amazing. I highly, highly recommend it. I mean, it's very old now, but it's still timeless. And Harris, will you close us out?
I did with that last poem.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you wanted to say something to close
Oh,
us out.
yes.
And I want to thank everybody, really.
Thank you all for your poetry, and it was wonderful quality all around. And thanks for showing up. And thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.